Join us as we say goodbye to Maine and relocate to Thousand Trails, gateway to Cape Cod RV Resort in Rochester, Massachusetts. Jackie and I promise to keep it real and never sugarcoat our views and opinions of any campground. Please keep this in mind as we show you around this Thousand Trails location. We invite you to join us as we have fun on Cape Cod with dear friends that we haven't seen for many years. Thanks to you all who are following us on our incredible life of full-time travel and living in our fifth wheel camper. We sincerely hope that you're all having as much fun as we are. We are safely at our next campground. It's called Gateway to Cape Cod, and it's in Rochester, Massachusetts. Elena.
I jumped and my shoe almost fell off.
Yeah, you jumped and almost lost your shoe.
Oh, the cutie ball.
Wave, wave. You gotta wave, wave. Get over there. Thank you. Get over there close to him. There you go.
Do you have any idea what this is? Looks like a dolphin.
I think it could be either. I think it's a dolphin, but well, maybe with this fin, it's either a dolphin or a shark. I'm gonna say, right? Because a whale doesn't have a fin up here, so a dolphin or a shark. But I'm gonna say dolphin.
Blowing up Elena's floaty for the pool. There's a dragonfly. Yeah, that's a big one. This couple in this Class A over here, they're getting ready to bug out later on. He stopped over and asked if I could move the truck, which is no problem at all. We'll go ahead and it'll make it a little easier for him to miss these trees coming out probably. He have the capability of swinging into this space and back into the road without my truck there. So I'll just move my truck around the other side of the camper, and I told him safe travels. So I'm back here by the dumpsters because I found a spot where I could get decent Starlink. So I parked the truck here. You can see the Starlink dish. That's the view I got. And it's much better than what we had back at the camper. I couldn't get anything really. So here's the Jackery power station. Got the router plugged in, and then the wire goes from the router out to the satellite dish. And there's the iPad that's actually doing the uploading. So that's what you do when you don't have internet at your campsite. You do whatever you need to do if you have a YouTube channel and to get that video uploaded. I usually upload on Wednesdays and release on Thursdays. So we have another Wednesday here. I'll probably end up doing the same thing. All right, so please subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the videos. Well, we're trying to connect to our Wi-Fi, and look at connect for virus, connectile dysfunction. These are people around us, for crying out loud. Here you go. Trump is a rapist, felon, fraud. Beautiful. else we got here? Anything good? There's another Connect for Virus. Stir Crazy. The Bat Cave. Omegasaurus 3. Impeach Clarence Thomas. Beautiful. People can't separate their video life from the politics. It burns when I pee. Beautiful. I don't want to know that guy or gal. Oh my.
No.
Harbor Master.
I get it like after like the conflict and like spirit all the people want to go to Centennial Beach. So give a quarry.
Oh yeah, there's houses around here that we use.
I'm gonna be excited to see a seagull try to take this.
I don't think. Okay, bye. I gotta go. Like I can't have this long down. Okay. No. It's like I gotta go.
Captain Jack in there? Yep.
There we go. Same place as mine. Woo! And you touch the blade.
Oh.
No, I was doing.
Good luck with that.
Very gently.
Yeah. Good job.
I made it into visual.
Iowa.
I knew I was off.
Yeah, but you end up better. Julie! Oh!
Yours was way down. Look at that. Yours is bounced everywhere.
Yes, it does. No throwing sand. Nope. Yeah.
But they want to make the October one as their official date.
Gateway to Cape Cod Campground, and it's in Rochester, Mass. It's about 45-minute drive, maybe a 55-minute drive to Centerville, Cape Cod. We have friends out there. We've been there twice, and that's right next to Hyannis. So we're in site A20. There was a little mishap at this site a couple weeks before we got here. A camper that was here was hit by a falling limb or a falling tree. I'll show you. It happened during a high wind situation. We had friends in the site right behind us, the next site. So this is our site behind me. So that next site over there where that Class A is, that's where our friends were parked. And they happened to have their truck behind the camper instead of in front of it, or it would have been hit. And I'll show you around the campsite here. So right in front of the site that our friends were in, you can see where that tree broke off, okay? And it fell this way. Of course, it leans this way. And it actually impacted and landed between these two trees, and you can see the scarring on that tree, and the top broke off. So this camper got hit. Not the one that's there. That's ours, of course. That's our site A20. And it got hit, and our friend's truck was in the back. Now, I was parking the truck up front here until I noticed some branches, ending up on the ground, dead limbs and stuff. So, just small ones. So I looked up in the tree and saw some widowmakers up here hanging down. See the dead branches up there? Straight up above me. I think there were 2 of them altogether. So at least one has come down while we were here, and it's been picked up. These were cut after the mishap. You can see the cut off branch right there. Okay, so I'll have to check our camper out, make sure it wasn't hit, or there's no branch on top. Okay, so again, this is a full hookup site. It's a pull-through site. It's kind of close-quartered in this campground because there's a lot of trees, right? A whole lot of trees. And you can't walk around without getting pine pitch on the bottom of your shoes, and they pick up everything. So, I mean, I cleaned off a set of shoes that I had the other day, and it took me forever with alcohol and scraping. So if you're camping here, check the bottom of your shoes before you walk in. I recommend taking your shoes off here. They're basically dirt sites. There's not enough sunlight that gets through the trees to really grow much grass. There's grass here and there. It's full hookup, but there's no cable, and we've got a couple of bars of AT&T, and we have to use the booster to do any streaming, really. There was really no way, the satellite dish for Starlink wants to aim like almost directly east here, and this is what you've got. So no matter where I put it on this site, I couldn't get a big enough window to get much Starlink at all. Constant buffering. So I'm gonna have a fire later before, I want to burn up this firewood before we leave. I picked it up in New Hampshire, but I don't want to haul it anymore. We're going to burn it up tonight. Maybe have some s'mores. We're leaving in the morning. We're heading to Connecticut to Braley Family Campground, I think it's called, or Braley Campground. We're going to stay there long enough to get our state sticker for our map. And then we're going back to New Hampshire for a week at Sandy Beach to leave Elena, our granddaughter, back home. We're going to miss her. Anyway, we'll take you on a walk of the park. I think there's 4 roads that go back in here. This is section A. It seems to be this area here where I am. Seems to be where a lot of the transient people come and go, like us. Okay, you've got some cabins here and there, and you've got a activity field over there. You can see there's a volleyball net. And on Saturday, last Saturday, they had Christmas in July here, and they had a like a slip and slide blow up, fun house over here.
Yeah.
That was really nice for the kids. The gatehouse is over there, and you can see the yellow gate over there. That's where you come in, so it is gated. This is the office, the activity center. There's a small store. The activity center is in the back there. This is the pool area, and there's a playground for the kids over there. And they do open this up once in a while, and there'll be somebody in there cooking hot dogs and making sandwiches and stuff if you want to purchase them. The pool is very busy here. It's in the 80s, so it's a nice pool. It is. There has been some residents here with younger children that aren't really monitored. Elena's been harassed a little bit at the playground, but never when I was there, but Grandma took care of it. Jackie took care of it right away. Whole line of cabins up this way. I know according to the map there's over 200 sites in this campground. Most of them are standard sites, some are no hookups at all. And there's at least 9 tent sites only. We're walking towards the back of the park now. Like I said, I think the entire park is basically tree cover where all the campsites are. I don't know, this might be a bocce ball court, maybe? And of course, those are horseshoes over here, horseshoe pits. There's a set of pits here and a set of pits over there. Here's a cute little corner site. So at the end of this road, there's supposed to be a pond or a lake according to the map, so we're gonna walk back. We did see a review on this park. Somebody who stayed here quite often. Up until recently, this is Thousand Trails Park, right? So they could come in and find an empty site and camp wherever they wanted to as long as the site was empty. But now, like all of the Thousand Trails parks, they're assigning sites. And the review read something like, there was empty sites around them. They had friends here or relatives or whatever, and they wouldn't allow anybody to move next to each other, and that kind of like made them upset, because in the past they could come if there was an empty site and jump into it. Not anymore. And they also said something in the review about they're not going to maintain this road, or they're going to close the road going to the lake. I have not been back to the lake. We're heading back there now to take a look, but yeah, I don't know how it behooves a business. This is a business, of course, to alienate, or not alienate, but I guess tick off people who have been good customers, repeat customers, and just change things to the point where they you know, no longer, because basically they said they don't think they're going to be coming back here. Now, you know, as far as a glamping goes, I mean, you have full hookups, water, electric, sewer, in most sites. And I think if you're going to stay here as a transient, you're probably going to get a full hookup site if there's one available. But, you know, to have no sites available to where if people want to be in the sun, you know. Now, I know it's expensive to, you know, cut trees down, unless you can find somebody who'll do it just for the lumber, right? And it would be an interruption, but it's also an interruption when a tree falls on somebody's rig or a dead branch. You can see there's dead branches everywhere. I mean, this is basically a pine forest, right? But glampers, and a lot of us now, and I say this all the time, you know, we look for open sites because we need and we rely on Starlink. The first video I uploaded here at the park, I attempted to do it over by the trash dumpsters, and I'll show you where those are, you know, during the tour. And I couldn't do it. I mean, it would say it was like 15% uploaded. I'd go back to the camper. I had the truck over there. You know, I had the battery pack with Starlink over there by the dumpsters. Thought I had a good view of the sky. And I'd go back and it'd like be 2%. Like it started over, like it lost connection or whatever. I don't know what that's all about. That might be a Starlink thing in this area. But I ended up, you know, after wasting like, I don't know, probably about 6 hours trying to upload over there. I finally brought everything back to the camper, and I knew I couldn't get Starlink at the camper. So I uploaded using hotspot on the phone. And it was like, I bet it took 10 hours. Well, the second time I uploaded a video, because we've been here, you know, long enough to upload 2 videos to YouTube. I went up the road, out through the gate, and just up the road, there's a pull-off next to a field. It had a very, very clear view of the sky to the east. And for some reason, Starlink normally likes to look north-northeast, but here, in this area, it wants to look directly east. I don't know if he's put up different, you know, he's always putting up, and I'm talking about Elon Musk. He's always putting up satellites for Starlink. So possibly he has another constellation of satellites in the, you know, so right now in this area, you know, Starlink wants to look basically east. Well, one time when I was uploading, it got a little over 20% and it went back to 0 again. And I don't know what causes that. You know, I even ordered another cable, you know, in case it ever happens again to try that. But anyway, I kept trying, so the second time it did upload properly. And, you know, it was like a 4-hour upload, which is much better than doing it, you know, on the hotspot. I see some boats turned over here. Canoe, it's like a rowboat. Maybe another flat bottom rowboat over here. No idea if they're for anyone's use, or if you can rent them, or if they're just for, you know, annual people here. Well, it isn't a lake for sure. I'll call it a pond. I think that's being kind of nice, but it's a nice dock. Look at the dragonflies. All sorts of them. I don't know if I've ever seen so many dragonflies in one spot. Jackie would love it. Well, okay. It's a big pond. So, small lake. I didn't know it went all the way over there. And it continues down this way. I don't know the name of it. If I learn the name of it, I'll put it in the video if I show this footage. Not a place I think I'd want to take a dip, for sure. But we are in Massachusetts, so you can be sure there's no alligators. Heading back from the pond to the campground. It's a nice little hike. I'm not saying distance-wise, I'm saying, you know, it's a very nice trail. Now, I don't know why, and even if it's true, they're gonna, you know, not allow people down here, but that would really be unfortunate for them, I guess, because especially if you're an annual person here. We've already decided that, you know, because of the problem with Starlink and not really great reception with AT&T, we probably will not be camping back here again. It was convenient. We saw our friends out on the Cape, and of course it didn't cost us anything extra. It's part of our package. But it's also, you know, very dusty. It rained yesterday, so the dust is down today. But I mean, but prior to that, it hadn't rained for a few days. When a camper came in, it was like a dust cloud. It looked like Pigpen coming in from Charlie Brown. So, and you know, it's a campground. And we've had this discussion before. Some people prefer campgrounds like this. They feel it's more in the woods, and that's what camping's all about. We're glampers. I'll tell you right now, we're glampers. And we like our luxuries. And we probably will not be staying here again, coming back. Especially with Elena here. Whatever she's doing, she's on her tablet, or, you know, when we're not on an activity, she's on her tablet or watching TV, and it ties up somebody's phone. So, for the hotspot. It's a nice annual site. Looks pretty comfortable. Well, there's a road sign. I think it's the first one I've seen. But when I checked in, they told me where our site was, and I was looking at the map, and I said, oh, down such and such road. I can't even remember. Because, well, you know, the roads really aren't labeled, so I'll step outside and point at it. I think that'd be a pretty cheap investment to label your roads. Make it easier around people. Yeah, that one's hanging. It might miss the camper when it comes down. I just came through a site back there where campers on one side of the road are all lined up on the road. Campers on the other side of the road are all lined up on the road, and the kids are playing in the road in the sand, you know. Had to have been about 20 people altogether. That's camaraderie, I guess. Felt like I was walking through a gauntlet. They were very nice. It's a very nice little garden. I've taken a lot of pride in it. Put a lot of work into it. Another garden. Going with the mushroom theme. It's a fine little outside area. Looks like you could have some fun there. Nicely done. Some wood carvings. Here's the bathhouse and C section. I think it is the only one other than the one at the main office area. Back here in the C section, they also have dumpsters. They have volleyball courts. I would imagine you can play pickleball there. Bring a leaf blower if you're going to play on it. Covered in pine needles. And there's basketball court there. Yep, tennis court, pickleball, basketball only. I have seen tents set up throughout the campground, but there's none here in the tent section. Currently, anyway. Look at the size of that Integra Class A. Beautiful. Okay, gateway to Cape Cod, 1,000 Trails campsite. I went ahead and policed the site, and here's the take. Miscellaneous papers, a little bit of fuzz here. A couple of pieces of strings. Looks like somebody's making s'mores on site, right? I don't know what this is actually, but there it is. A couple of cigarette butts. That looks like the head off a safety pin, really. And I did happen to spot this. It's one a staple. A bread tie, 2 beer caps, well, 1 beer cap and another cap. I don't know what that is, unidentifiable. It's been there a while. And sheeting off a wire. So that's it. What? Wait, score. 1 nut and 2 coins, 1 dime and 1 penny. Make campsites clean again. MCCA Mecca. If we all do our part, we'll all have a better camping experience. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please like and subscribe. And also, click on the bell icon. That way you'll be notified when new material hits our channel. From Rohn and Jacki at HEISTMAN'S Hit the Road, have a great day and thanks for watching.